One of the things I often get asked about is dealing with difficult people. Now, it's one of those phrases that gets bandied around quite a lot, and I guess most people have an understanding of what that means. Usually my first response when somebody says, "Can you teach us how to deal with difficult people?" is no, which isn't usually the response that people are expecting. And the reason why I say that is that actually, truthfully, I don't believe in difficult people. Have a think about it. In what sort of situations do we label a person as being difficult? Well, it's usually, if you're in a customer-facing situation, then usually the difficult customer is the person who wants something out of the ordinary or who's experiencing some kind of problem that it's hard to solve. If you're in a role where most of the people you deal with are internal to your organisation, then the difficult people might be the people who have a different agenda from you, or people who are working towards different goals or have a different style. So quite often when we say that someone's difficult, it isn't really the person that's difficult, it's the situation that we're in that's difficult. Now, think about this from your own perspective. Have you ever in your life complained and made a scene in a restaurant or a hotel, or had the tantrum with a holiday rep, or complained in a store about something that you bought that didn't live up to your expectations? Have you ever done that? Or maybe even on the telephone to a call centre? Have you ever lost your temper and shouted at someone? Now, in that moment, as far as somebody else was concerned, you were being difficult. But does that make you a difficult person? No? I mean, I've done some of those things, but I don't think I'm a difficult person. So I think it's probably more useful for all of us, rather than talking about difficult people, to talk about difficult situations. The two reasons why that's useful. One is that it acknowledges, just by that shift in language, that what's going on right now isn't necessarily the same as what could happen within the next 5 minutes or the next half an hour or the next day or two. So someone who at the moment represents a difficult situation, tomorrow could be a perfectly ordinary person that you interact with. So I think that's useful. But if you want to label someone as being a difficult person, a difficult customer, a difficult colleague, then it's quite hard for them to escape that label. And really, how many difficult people do you want to have to deal with in your life? You know, I would rather have a whole load of really nice, rational, easy-to-handle people in my life and the occasional difficult situation. That makes far more sense to me than labelling certain people as being inherently difficult. So when it comes to dealing with difficult situations, then I think the way that we should handle that is, first of all, to figure out what is it that's making that situation difficult. Because if we can understand that, then it simply becomes a matter of figuring out what's the solution to the problem that's causing this difficulty. And if we can find a solution, then that's easy, isn't it? Because all you have to do is enact that solution, and then nobody's difficult. The difficult situation has gone away and everyone can get back to normal. So that's why when people say to me, do you do things around dealing with difficult people? I usually say no. And the reason, as I said, is because I don't believe in difficult people. I just believe in difficult situations.